Hello, all. This is the Happy Career Guru channel, and I'm Prasad. If you're wondering about the cap, I went for a haircut today. Let's just say that it was a very close shave, so it will take me about 2 to 3 weeks to actually get off this cap. Today, I want to talk about why it's important to build healthy relationships at our workplace. And this particular theme will fit into letter L in the buckle up model I had shared previously. And now, if this is the first time you're coming to this channel, welcome to the channel and please subscribe. This is going to be good fun for you. There will be a lot of learning. And if you're a repeat viewer, thank you very much for your subscription and your support for these videos. Now, coming back to the topic at hand, why is it important to have healthy relationships at work? Before we even get into this topic, I wanted to share with you this particular quote I found yesterday. It talks about falling in love with the process of becoming the very best version of yourself. And now I'm positive that all of you would have seen something similar quotes here and there. This is very beautiful, and the reason I loved it is what we try to do with the Happy Career Guru. All these videos I share, a few tidbits of information that I share on how to manage your career. If it makes you think and makes you introspect, makes you just take one step that is in the direction of your ideal career, we are already better than what we where we were yesterday, right? So in that context, very useful quote. Now let's get started with the actual topic at hand. Now, why are healthy relationships important, right? Now, there is enough research that's actually suggested that there is an improvement in productivity when you actually have the right kind of relationships at work. The entire aspect of teamwork, when you actually are in good teams with shared purposes where everybody is making sure that everybody else is successful, when you're actually in the right kind of teams and when you team with somebody to deliver something spectacular for your company, there is a there is a very good chance that there is a large increase in productivity of the overall organization when everybody is helping each other. And then also, when you think about specifically the relationship part, many of the jobs as you keep growing up the ladder are on the basis of your past relationships. Case in point, back in 2012, I was going through a very, very tough release in my company. And during that time, I was under a lot of pressure. There was this leader who was very supportive during that time when I needed it most. So after the issue got resolved, I did reach out to him and said, "Do you want to be my mentor?" Over the next 4 to 5 years, we used to meet every month, every 2 months, sometimes every 3 months. He was a very busy guy. But 5 years later, exactly 5 years later, he actually came and offered me a job. And that job was probably one of my most successful jobs in my career. The point is simple. During those 5 years, I did not build that relationship with any expectation. He was just my mentor. I used to talk about the things I was going through. He used to share what he's seeing. He used to give advice. But over a period of time, we built that rapport, we built that camaraderie that actually made him say that, you know what, you are the right guy for this job that I have in my team now. And we worked for 4 years after that. I'm still in touch and great guy. So the idea is that the important point is growth sometimes can be a I mean, can actually be driven by the relationships that you have at work. And finally, if you really have a good structure and a good relationships at work, it will definitely have a positive impact on your morale and your satisfaction. Now, how do you go about building these relationships? And this is the part where I think I'm coming into very, very personal opinion territory right now. I believe when you actually land in a job, first day in a job in a new company, what do you think, right? You may know one or two people you have met as part of the interview process. You may know a few people from the company, maybe let's say some friends who may have been working there. But in the job role that you're going in, there will be so many new relationships you need to make because you don't know 95% of the people you will be working with closely, right? The first thing that will happen when you go to a new place, the first way in which anybody would even come close to you is based on competency, not how agreeable you are, how great you are, how much you're smiling. Yeah, all that is good, by the way, important, very important. But the first piece of evaluation before you form deep friendships at work is competency. People want to be with people who they know can kick ass, right? The first thing is that workplace relationships start with competency. The second thing is your consistency and your delivery. If you make a promise, are you keeping it? And if you actually consistently do it, you show up in the same way, so that people don't need to keep guessing, what do I think about this guy today, right? And finally, if you prove yourself to be trustworthy. All of us have moments where, let's say, out of frustration, we may say things behind somebody else's back and stuff like that. As best as possible, try to avoid it, right? The simple thing is, if you can't say it to the face of the person, maybe you shouldn't be saying it behind their back anyway, right? But the long story short, and by the way, I'm not perfect, I have done these things. The point is, I'm very aware these days of when I do it, and I stop myself saying that no, that's not the right thing to do. The important thing is you show yourself as somebody people can trust. Once you actually check some of these boxes, you will see some deep relationships forming. Workplace relationships are not formed in a vacuum. They're not formed just because you're going to go and have a drink with somebody and suddenly you become the best of friends. Yeah, maybe you will, but the important thing is, the way I believe deep workplace relationships form is when you tick off the fundamentals of workplace, which is how good you are, how competent you are, and how consistent and trustworthy you are. That's basically what I had for today. Please subscribe to my channel on YouTube. Click that button, whatever it's called, under this video right now. Also, click the bell if you want to be reminded. One thing I realized recently is that there's a lot of people seeing my videos, but a smaller percentage of those who actually are clicking the subscribe button. The more of you subscribe, the better, in terms of where you can get information when new videos are posted. I'll be posting every week. And please also follow me on LinkedIn, and search for Happy Career Guru, and you'll find me. And finally, if you want to send me an email, it's info@happycareer.guru. Thank you very much for listening, folks. Till next week. And next week also, I'll probably wear a different cap. Thank you. Cheers.